Brent is still dying.
Of course.
Holy shit, man.
Of course, I didn't choke the whole time we were pre-showing it up.
Are you okay?
As soon as we go live. Yeah. All good. What is up? Oh, man.
What's up, dude? Boogers and coughs. That's how we start the show.
I don't know how active I'm going to be tonight. This is my first beer in a couple weeks, and I'm trying to get this funkitis right up out of this here vessel. So
the brogophagus.
Yeah, so much brogophagan going on.
What is up, everybody? This is the Wheel and Trigger Live. Welcoming you back. We took a little short break because Brent was sick, and obviously still sick somewhat. But he's good enough to do the show. We're going to do it. Reporting live, myself, out of a shitty hotel room, Holiday Inn in lovely Palmdale, California. Doing my best to make it happen. And we're here, man.
Hotel, motel, Holiday Inn.
Yeah. You know what's crazy? This hotel, I mean, I'm all up for having handicap accessible showers and everything for the handicapped people, but there's a tile ramp going into this shower. There's like no curb or anything, and I literally almost became handicapped myself right before this show. I slipped on the fucking handicap ramp going into this shower and had to catch myself, or else, man, I might have been broke off like hard. I was like, man, this is sketchy. And there's like water all over the floor. Like, I don't know how they keep these places up.
Oh, man.
Shit everywhere.
Might
just be me.
I had a lower back pull moment, and I'm sure we'll talk about it more throughout the show, or at least at some point. But we got a bunch of snow here this last week, and then 2 days after,
a lower back pull
it
moment.
Snowed. Wow, that's a lot of feedback, and then it snowed, and so it got real. I mean, I lost my train of thought. Anyway, it got icy, and I walked around my truck, and boy, I got like, like when your feet go real fast, you're like, man, I caught myself with my lower back, and that was a painful moment. On top of being sick, and I shouldn't have been outside. So,
yeah. So, dude, slippery shit is slippery. It'll catch you off guard. Especially getting into a handicap accessible shower in my hotel room, man. I almost got laid out. It was close.
You hear that, Robert? That was like philosophy 101. Slippery shit is slippery.
He's right when he's right.
Yeah.
I don't know why the ticker isn't already going.
Yeah, that's good point. Good point.
You know what, I got you.
That's really
We're gonna need you on your toes tonight, Robert.
Holy shit.
Everybody welcome Robert Ehrlich, DJ Bronze League, to the show. Give yourself a round of applause, DJ Bronze League.
He's on it tonight, boys.
Ripping.
Oh, well, now is when we do the now's when we do the whole share thing, share. Let's get the people in here before we get going too crazy.
Camden Lime is watching. Billy Card, what up, dude? Yeah. Fran 2, what up? Levi Jackson's already talking shit, so let's see how good you can make this happen. Patrick Rosser Jr. is watching. Notch Johnson is watching. Jason Flocker is watching. Oh. And Uncle G. Uncle G is on the podcast.
I would like to I'd like to share a couple new additions to the Wheel and Trigger podcast studio, if I may. We have Nitro Pro, and thanks to Cam Goff, who is doing some really rad metal cutting. As you can see this sign right here, I'll move out of the way.
Whoa, gnarly.
Nitro Pro or nothing, all things RC. We are they're a proud sponsor of the Wheel and Trigger Live. Thank you guys for sending that. And also, you're gonna love this one. Brand new.
What is this?
A retired Bo Jorn horse body right there. Been
retired
waiting on
horse.
that one.
Sick.
Been waiting on that one. So thank you, Joe.
Nice.
Yeah.
I think
so
he
a
gave you
couple
one
new
without
additions.
like the reptile scales he usually puts in there. Is there reptile scales in that one?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, they're in
Nice.
there.
Just making sure he didn't give you like, one that he wasn't ever going to use. That was actually a body that was going to make it into some main one day.
Yeah, that one was in a main, in an e-buggy main event. It probably won. It was like maybe it was the one he got second at DNC or something, but it's a good one. Definitely
Nice.
a good one.
Right on. Right on. Well, many people are joining the show. It's looking good. Levi Jackson's definitely in here. Camden Lime called us nerds. I mean, he's watching
biggest
too.
nerd
So
of them all.
who's the nerd now?
Yeah, biggest nerd of them all calls us nerds.
Michael Servo's in. Jake Paterson, what's up? Let's
bunch of dogs.
see. Chris Friedenrich's in. Alex Schultz is a long-time listener, first-time live listener. So rad, enjoys the show. Hopefully you're not doing anything too important because we're going to waste your night.
We got Mr. Bobby Phillips from RC Signup is actually, not only is he in, but he is in under RC Signup watching and commenting. So what
Very
up,
cool.
Bobby Phillips?
Oh, Bo Jornhorst himself is watching.
Oh, he cannot miss a wheel and trigger live.
That's for sure.
He's
got nothing to do now. He doesn't
he's
have
a
to
super
prep
fan.
cars. He doesn't have to do anything.
No,
I mean,
he's
how
a
much
super-
prep does it take to do
he's a super
oval
fan.
stuff?
He's a
He
super
is.
fan. Yeah.
We should
He's-
send him
he's
a
got-
trophy.
He's got the badge to prove it.
For sure. Travis Aspen is watching. What up?
All right. So before we bring in our special guest of honor, you got any pleasantries or anything you want to chat about?
Pleasantries were provided by housekeeping. I got some fresh sheets today, which is nice. And man, we're just living out of town past 2 weeks, and then not next week. I was supposed to work out of town next week again, but they dropped that off and gave it to another crew. So I'm stoked. I'll be home next week after TNR, be able to chill out at my house. Feels like my house is my vacation house right now, but hotel living ain't bad.
Well, before we go too much further, let's go ahead and drop our intro so that everybody knows what's up, and we will follow that up with a commercial of one of our sponsors, and we're going to get to rocking. So join us. Here we go.
The following podcast is a group of people who will be talking shit, drinking, using cuss words and living their best lives. The opinions or views expressed do not necessarily reflect the views of their sponsors, supporters or anyone important outside of the four walls of the show. If you are not 18 or older, we suggest talking to your parents about this podcast before watching it and becoming scarred for life. We hope you will enjoy this and not get butthurt or become a keyboard warrior after taking it all in. Thank you for watching and supporting us on our journey.
What is up? We're live.
What?
If you're listening,
So before we drop that techno commercial, why don't you tell everybody what just dropped, Chase?
Well, today, Techno just dropped their new Truggy, the 2.2 Truggy version, and I heard it's insane.
If that thing is anything like what Ryan Mayfield has been kicking everyone's ass with over the last 2 years, if it's anything better than that, everybody's in for some dog fights. That's for sure.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. I don't know how they can make that old Truggy better, but they obviously did. They wouldn't drop anything that would be worse. So shout out to Techno and dropping a new car. Hope it's very successful for them, or Truggy truck thing, Let's drop that commercial.
All right, 30 seconds.
2.2 Truggy is out now.
Techno RC. Techno RC is a championship-winning manufacturer of high-performance A-scale, 10-scale, nitro, and electric RC buggies and trucks. With a worldwide dealer network, USA and Europe-based headquarters, comprehensive warranty program, and global race support, Techno RC is excellence in RC. View the full lineup of Techno RC race-proven vehicles by visiting www.technorc.com.
Holy shit, that segue almost made us look like a real fucking show.
It goes against everything that we are fucking about.
So sick. Like, pretty proud of us. I mean, I think we should, round of applause ourselves for almost making this a. Thanks, Robert. Thank you. I mean,
Feel like podcast Jesus going on in here. I think Keenan would be really proud of us.
Keenan would be stoked. Shout out to Keenan, No Name RC Podcast. Keep doing your thing, man. Always bringing the gossip and the news to the RC world.
To be honest with you, if Keenan wasn't around, I wouldn't know half the shit that I know. And it's
me either.
It's not because I don't want to know it. It's just because I don't really have the time. But he packs it in to the shows, and he makes it pretty interesting. I'm going to give him that. Even when he has that. Either one of those damn Europeans on that just sometimes make my skin cringe, but you gotta love them because you gotta have salt with pepper, hot sauce with sugar.
No, he's killing it
for sure.
Definitely.
All right.
I can't keep up with Levi Jackson's comments. He's out of control right now.
Just keep them coming, Levi. Keep them coming.
So my job is to check out the comments, and keep that part alive in the show. And man, this stuff is blowing through the roof.
Oh man, I hope I can just withstand 2 hours. I want to so badly. All right.
Oh shit.
It's that time of the night where we bring in a very special person. Every week it's a different special person. This week's special person is none other than a special person that is special on all special occasions.
All right, so will we just start calling Lance MacDonald the specialist?
We're going to bring in old Lance. Here you go.
Sick.
Welcome to the stage, Lance MacDonald. How you doing, buddy?
I'm good, guys. When y'all were going with the special thing, I was going a whole different side of special.
Did you think we were going to call you like special
needs? Yeah, special needs. More like it.
Golly, man.
Right on. Lance with the green screen, man. You got all the future tech going on right there. What is actually behind you right now?
It just says "Let's go racing."
Hell yeah.
Something like that. Yeah. Anyway.
Are you on Starlink right now?
Actually, no. I am on just good old Verizon. What I'm on right now.
Nice.
Wow. I'm currently on the free Wi-Fi at the Holiday Inn.
Yeah.
So that works. Seems like it's working. It's probably better than my house.
Yeah, it's working. It's working good.
Technology is amazing.
What's up, fellas? What are we going to discuss tonight? We got anything spicy we're going to discuss?
Well, first off, of course, obviously. But where are you right now? What are you doing and where are you at?
So believe it or not, I'm actually at home.
Oh shit.
I took a couple of weeks off after SIC. And I have been working on sponsorships and taxes and bookkeeping and organization of some events that are coming up with the INS, with Florida RC Championship Series, working on stuff with Lycum for PNB, working on stuff with Mark Moon for North Georgia Shootout. I even talked to you a few times, Brent, about some things coming up with you, and just try to keep it all organized and together without waiting until the last minute.
Yeah, I don't know how you do it, man.
Nice.
I mean, you're one of the busiest guys that I've known and worked with in RC. You're doing something every single weekend, it seems like. And so tell us, like, with Elite RC right now, and so I'm gonna back up.
Let's
remember
back up.
There was a
Why?
time when Lance MacDonald said, "Fuck this, I'm out," and I quit. Just took a break, quit RC, quit announcing, went a totally different direction. I believe you went into insurance sales or something like that.
Yep.
So you're back. Like, what what was it that made you just get that itch to go full bore? And like, I mean, you're not just back like when you were doing race directing prior to quitting, taking time off, you weren't like this. I mean, you've come back to the fullest extreme, full production, full race management, race marketing. What brought you back to this degree?
It wasn't planned. It was not the goal. Whenever I came back in 2020, I had locally just done a couple of like club race type events here and there. There were a lot of people that were calling me to start a series back up. There were Lycom was calling me to come back for him. You know, and it kind of just snowballed, honestly. And I had some things that had changed in my life, you know, before my retirement hiatus. I was trying to run a business and do the racing as well with a lot going on. So it was really, really super, super busy. And I just couldn't manage it all anymore. Is basically what it was.
Right on, Lance. Before we dive in too deep, is there any way you could turn up your mic at all? You're a little quiet.
Yeah, so I'm thinking that maybe it might be the headset. I'm on my phone, so I'm probably just gonna have to talk a little bit louder. Is that helping some?
That's
talking your race director voice.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's something you're not a stranger to.
Talking the term marshals ain't out there yet voice.
Yeah, I'll have to turn up the volume a little bit this way. That's the only way I can
There you go. There you go. Nice, man. Well, cool. I mean, RC comes and goes for a lot of us. It is a hobby, and sometimes you get pissed off at it and you leave. Sometimes you can't afford it and you leave, and sometimes you're just kind of over it and you leave. But man, it's always there for anybody that's ever enjoyed RC. It's always there.
Yeah, there were a couple things, you know, that were going on. One of the biggest things was my son was going into college and he was playing football at college. And there aren't many, you know, parents that get to say, you know, my son played football at college. And I didn't want to miss it. You know, it's 4 short years that were left. And he got to play 2 years in college and I didn't want to miss it. I wanted to be there as much as I possibly could. And I knew something had to give. So that was also one of the reasons why I made a big step away from RC when I did.
Yeah,
nice, man.
That's a reason that anyone should understand. I personally would never miss anything that I possibly could, as long as within reason. But you don't get that time back, so yeah, it's awesome that you got the opportunity to do that.
So diving back in, you started Elite RC Productions. Well, you were actually race directing before that for quite a while. And then what gave you the idea to just start your own media company and bring on all the boys that you have now? If you want to, you know, give them some kudos and some shout outs to your team. I've witnessed them firsthand and worked with them side by side and you at the Florida Carpet Championships. And man, how did that all come about for you?
Danny Paz reached out to me whenever I started up the Florida RC Championship Series, and he wanted to be the photographer and do a little bit of media. It was really funny. I'm like, man, you know, I'm just getting started. I'm just getting back into this thing. You know, how much are you wanting to charge? You know, what kind of work do you do? You know, all this, that, and everything else. Well, Danny has a lot of passion for what he does, and that's really what it takes in this hobby is people that aren't just financially driven looking to make as much money as they possibly can with every little thing they do. Danny wants to improve and improve and improve and produce a quality product, and it worked well with what we had going on with Patrick and I in the Florida RC Championship Series, and it just all meshed together. Well, it didn't take long before we started getting phone calls. Hey, can you come do our events? Can you do this? Can you do that? And it just grew and grew and grew. And then we had, I want to say we met Keenan at Carpet Champs before you got involved, Chase. And everything just kind of meshed and gelled together very, very well. And that was kind of like the beginning of Elite RC. Then we just kind of really snowballed from there. And now we're doing 30 events a year, traveling all over the place. The guys right now are at World of RC for Beast of the East. We turn around and leave for INS in Wisconsin. When they get back on Monday, we turn around and leave on Tuesday, and man, we are wide open, and I'm loving it. Absolutely loving it. Working out really
sick,
well.
Man. I bet logistics are pretty wild getting all especially when there's long distances in between the races and things like that. How do you guys get all that gear? I mean, you're always in your fifth wheel for the most part, your trailer. Is that just ground bound going to each one with all your equipment? Or are you guys flying this stuff? You get shipping it? I mean, how does that work?
Yeah, so we look at how much is it going to cost for us to fly out. We look at how much it's going to cost to get the gear there. Then we also look at how much the hotels are. We also look at how much a rental car is, and we balance it all out. Like for INS, it's going to be right at about an 18-hour drive. We are going to drive to INS, but by the time we paid for a flight, we got a rental car and everything else, and it was like 4 times the money to go that route. So I'm like, hey guys, we're just going to suck it up. We're driving 18 hours, plain and simple.
Yeah. We're going to take a bunch of pictures of everybody sleeping.
Yeah, that's kind of guaranteed there. You know the guys are going to be sleeping. But
Yeah.
I plan on sitting back and taking it easy and letting them do a little bit of driving this time. So you're probably going to see a napping picture of me. That is the goal.
Right on. Or you just start, taking helicopter rides from race to race and letting them do this semi-haul trailer haul,
Yeah. Well,
yeah. I mean, we know you're making just a killing right now. So helicopters and private jets are probably next step. I'm sure.
Yeah.
So we're making such a big killing that I had to go out and buy a 11-year-old minivan. To drive to this.
I drive an 11-year-old minivan, dude.
So that's how much money we're making. I'm buying an 11-year-old soccer mom's minivan to drive around.
I see a wrap coming soon.
I did the math. Just the rental car almost paid for the van. The 5 INS races we were going to do if we were to fly to them, just the rental car fees that we were going to have pretty much paid for this van. I'm like, this is a no-brainer here. We'll just go hunt around for a Honda Odyssey, and I found one and bought it.
Right on. So do you have it dialed in now to where you have every cable, everything's just fine-tuned machine, or are you guys getting to these races and you're still hitting Walmart for an HDMI cable or something like that? Something always goes missing, or what is the biggest thing that's always kind of just forgotten about running a production company?
We do pretty much have everything that we need. Sometimes things fail. There's nothing that you can do about that, and we're scrambling, doing the old Amazon order, running to Best Buy, so on and so forth. Like Danny at when he went up with me to Clash of Champions up at Hoosier, and he went and bought a new camera and body at Hoosier, because when you start talking about tens of thousands of pictures are being taken throughout the year, you don't get a lot of life out of these things, and especially at the 8-scale races, they are not in the best of environment. So
right,
the length of life of these things is just not there, because they are massively abused.
Oh yeah, it's definitely not like they're normally intended to be used, taking pictures of birds and picnic tables or whatever the hell photographers take pictures of.
Yeah.
I mean,
picnic tables, dude.
They're definitely getting sprayed with dirt, and to get those killer shots, you're gonna get sprayed every once in a while. I mean, I'm out there taking videos of RC cars with my iPhone, and man, I'm digging dirt out of the porthole nonstop because it's just getting clogged. It won't even charge. You know what I mean? So I can't even imagine something that's actually worth anything getting abused like that. Like, it's okay that my iPhone's getting hammered with dirt, but man, those nice ass cameras, that'd be a hard one.
Yeah, it's tough with the equipment that we have. Making sure that it's staying going and in tip top shape, because if something doesn't focus correctly, it's trash. And all your work is trash.
Yeah. So go ahead, Brent.
I just noticed Lance's name on the screen is old McDonald, and that's just
You
fucking
just noticed
great.
that. We're almost a half an hour in, Brent.
I'm sorry. Okay, I'm sorry. Got other things going on.
Oh man, that was so funny. When I seen y'all made the flyer, I'm like, that is perfect. And I literally started. I went straight to YouTube, and I'm like, I've got to find some old McDonald music to send as intro music to.
It would have been great.
I was like, I've got to find it, and then I got some phone calls, and I'm like, crap, it's too late now, and just completely forgot about it. So it's crazy. It's crazy.
Well, that's courtesy of Chase's brain. He does all of the cover art. So yeah, when I saw that, when he sent that to me last week, I was actually at the Chili Bowl when he sent that to me, and we were ahead of the game for once. He got it to me way early, and I was going to drop it on a week ago Monday. And obviously I came down with getting sick, but I laughed when I got those. I instantly sent them back. That is perfect. So
yes. Yeah. Well, I mean, McDonald, man. We grew up on old McDonald have farm, and that's all I can do.
So
that's
Lance,
I just go with what pops in my brain. I don't really have any control over it.
What is your biggest RC pet peeve? Because I've seen you get pretty vocal with some guys, and I've even played part in sabotaging a friend of mine, Ever Lobos, before at a race. And like, what is your 100% biggest pet peeve of either RC racers or something that happens at events that if you could, off the top of your head, what would it be?
Well, Lance, before you answer, I would like your second and third. Brent wants the first. I know it's going to be hard to pinpoint just one, so I would like the second and third as well, please.
You talking about something that will get me fired up?
Oh,
while
yeah.
You're trying to run the program, everything's going. I mean, obviously, getting out there to turn marshal, everybody knows that. But after that, what is after the turn marshal thing? Because that's a struggle that everybody goes through. Every RD that's been known to man since the history of the Gold Pan RC10.
Yeah.
We've been struggling for marshals, and it is what it is. Guys like to go out and shoot the shit, and then they forget they're supposed to turn marshal, and they get conversating, and all of a sudden you're a minute late to a race to go marshal. It happens to the best of us. But excuse me. What after that? What's the biggest one?
Yeah, so I'm a big stickler about really trying to stay on top. I'm a big stickler on that. I don't like delays and things like that. That kind of stuff just kind of gets under my skin, because whenever let's say when I set up the mains, I start doing math almost immediately to know a rough about what time I'm going to be out of there.
Well, hell yeah, man. I work construction, and the first thing I want to know is when the hell I'm going to get going home and have a cold beer.
Oh, people will ask me on practice day, what time do you think we're going to be done Sunday? Buddy, I ain't even put the entries in the computer yet. I have no clue what time we're going to be done Sunday. Oh, well, what time do you guess? When we're done?
Right.
So, that's something for me. Just trying to stay on task. Another thing is I mean, if we're gonna go there, so
Let's go,
it's,
baby.
Don't stop.
I'm tired of people whining about the sandbagging and this, that, and everything else. I'm really tired of hearing that same thing over and over and over again. A lot of people have a hard time accepting that they just can't race to the level of the person that's beating them. And their idea of winning is to push that person out, and so they can have in their mind, a better shot. It doesn't change the fact that they still suck. I hate to say it that way. It's you have to accept your abilities are only going to go so far. And if you can't beat the people that's in your division, in your class type thing, then you just need to man up and accept it. Not everybody can win the race. I'm really tired of hearing that story. And it ain't just, just to me, or it's just everywhere altogether, about it. So.
Well, you heard it here, folks. It just sucks to suck, and you got to fucking deal with it. All right. So stop worrying about the guys that beat you and just fucking race.
Until we get a ranking system in place that's by, an organizing body that has the ability to rank their drivers like they do either in bicycles or AMA, until all that stuff's in place, stop complaining about it, because we know the system is broken, and your ideas of just push the person out is into another division is not what it is. It's plain and simple as that. There are some tracks that we go to, or some races we go to, where we have bump up rules. If you're competing in the A main group, congratulations, you're doing what you need to do. You're improving. You're going to be racing with the better guys, especially if you're competing for a podium in the better division. It's where you need to be. You're sandbagging and stuff like that, and you need to move on up, plain and simple.
Well, sandbagging all comes down to really what you want out of RC. Like, do you just want to stay there, race against people that are generally not as, like, let's just say you stay in sportsman. You want to race against people that aren't as good, and just don't complain about it. Don't go to the race director and say, that guy just, wrecked me or whatever. It's like, well, bro, you're in sportsman, in the C main of sportsman.
Yeah. Oh man. I've heard that.
Yeah. Any complaining about sportsman hacking just flies right over my head, because that's what that class is for. That's for everybody to figure it out and
90%
and get it done.
Let me rephrase that.
Don't cry about hacking in sportsman.
I'm going to say 95% of the incidents that happen on track is just lack of skill. You mess up your timing, either from the person that's getting hit or from the person that's doing the hitting. You just brake too late. The guy in front of you brakes too soon. They turn in too soon. They turn in too late. All that kind of stuff. It's racing incidents, and people cannot accept the fact, one, that we're racing. We're all racing in a tight line, and there are times that incidents are going to happen. And I'm not a big fan of calling out penalties on every single little incident that happens on the track, because if you do that, then you're going to kill the vibe of the event completely, totally. It's one of the reasons why I'm honestly not a fan of F1. They just got too many rules. They take the racing out of it, in my opinion. That's one of the reasons why I'm a NASCAR fan. I like to rub in as racing, let them go at it, and go from there.
Yeah.
Yeah, guys, and since we don't have the physical, consequences in RC, I mean, maybe we just push the stop and go. If you completely blow a dude out and you didn't mean to do it, he know you didn't mean to do it, give him the spot back. That's all it is.
Right.
Very simple. Very, very simple things.
Well, you were really PC about all that, Lance. I was expecting a little bit more out of you.
Night's early.
What you got, Chase?
Looking at this comment, John Moody's asking if that is a White Claw. Dude, no, bro. No, no. Definitely not.
Yeah. So, Alex Sturgeon just brought up a really good point. He said, I had a guy leave and never come back because I wouldn't restart a D main, a 4-wheel drive short course. Everybody, you hear this saying out of everybody's mouth. We need to grow RC. We need to grow RC. We need to grow RC. Those are a lot of the same people that's like, oh, that guy needs to get out of sportsman. Get him out of sportsman. Let me tell y'all how many times I have watched people that have been successful in a lower division, move up to a higher division, find out that, damn, this shit's hard. I'm not winning anymore. So they're doing one of two things. They're either going to go back to sportsman because they want to have that win, or they're going to quit altogether. I can't tell you how many times I've seen people quit because it's just too hard. They're not having fun anymore.
Well, I think when it comes down to those specific races and a lot of the races that you're talking about that you're calling, and maybe not like the FRCC, but when you start talking about like PMB, Wicked Weekend, any of those marquee events around the country, and you have maybe it's a guy's first time ever racing a big event, and he shows up in sportsman, and then obviously there's that pro sportsman that's been in the class for many years, and that guy gets super upset because he's actually pretty decent and probably should be running intermediate, but he stays down in sportsman and just keeps taking that beating from these new guys. The last thing we want to see is that new guy, the first time he ever shows up to that event, get yelled at or cussed at or even confronted by a guy because he ran into him. I mean, the dude's not good enough to not run into you. That's why he's in that class. And he shouldn't have to feel, fearful that a guy is going to, yell at him or beat him up or something stupid, So a lot of that, what you're talking about, Lance, is like the keeping people in RC and hopefully growing it. It's going to start in the sportsman level, and the people that are running sportsmen should be way more welcoming to the fact that the guys that are just coming in are going to suck. I mean, face it, we all were there at one point. So that's what I don't like to see is people getting yelled at in the sportsman level. There's really nobody deserves to get yelled at. They all should be laughing with each other on that driver's stand.
It's
absolutely
a lot of people get too wrapped up in it. There's only 5% of the entire industry that, as far as drivers go, that make money at doing this, and the other 95% at times just need to take a step back and like, what am I really super upset about? Granted, I know you might have spent a lot of money to go to a race and this, that, and everything else, but at the end of the day, the best quote that I have ever heard came from Billy Bruce. He said, I don't care who you are. I don't care what you do in RC. You will never walk into a McDonald's and some random person say, can I have your autograph? It's not going to happen.
True that. It's a great
That's
quote.
true. There should definitely not be any complaining in sportsmen whatsoever. I mean, any of the classes anyway. I mean, all mains are rowdy, no matter what class you race. It's always bumping and grinding. It's just better at being defensive or being able to, be able to handle that stuff and get around it and know what's coming. That's what sportsman's for, is building up your skills to be able to defend and be able to see this guy's coming up. Maybe I'll go a little wide so this guy doesn't blow me out. That's what those classes are for. Man, it's tough.
We forget and lose touch of why we're doing what we're doing. It's to hang out with our friends, have a little bit of fun, just get away from your normal grind. Don't get so caught up in the finish. Don't get so wrapped up in it. Yes, we can be competitive, but don't get so wrapped up in it where you're literally about to have a stroke. I've had people come into the trailer literally spitting. Like they're so angry because somebody hit them. They're spitting, screaming out of their mouth, wanting something, done about it, and this, that, and everything. Oh, y'all, you really need to. You're missing what's going on here.
Yeah,
you're missing the big picture.
Yeah.
Definitely. Okay, so
I
go
got
ahead, Brent.
something,
Sorry.
Chase. Lance, were you by chance, did you see the video that popped up this past week from Bakersfield RC? I think Jimmy Johnson posted it, and it was a quick little video, and we might even have it. I don't know if Robert can post it up, but quick little video of sponsor brands going up and down the page, and about in Trump pointing at it and putting a $5 tariff on pro drivers entry fees for if because more than likely they're not buying anything from the hobby shop that they're racing. Here's the video.
Yeah, I saw it. Yeah.
Stuff.
Yeah.
So,
I personally, when I first saw it, I laughed and giggled. I thought it was more as a joke, but boy, did some people get their feelings hurt about that one. Holy moly!
That's my question. Like, what do you? First off, what do you think of it? And two, is this something that Lance MacDonald supports or doesn't support?
I support the comedy side of it. That's what I took it as. I took it as a very good joke. Like, man, somebody put some thought into that and thought it was a really good joke. If you're in a business and you have a track and all that, and you're worried about, again, that 5% of people or 15% of people that have a sponsorship where they're not having to buy anything from a hobby shop, you are focusing on the wrong demographic of customer. You need to be focusing on that sportsman guy, that entry level guy, that hobbyist. That's where you need to be focusing your time at, not that 15-20%, that may not be buying stuff from you. If they're there
That
racing,
number
hey, they're
keeps
paid.
going up, Lance. You said 5%. Now we're at 15-20% up buying stuff.
We got 5% of people, that are probably paid. We probably have another 15% of people that get their stuff for free. That's what I'm thinking about. There's probably 20% of people in RC to get their stuff for free. In my opinion.
Yeah, for sure.
So focus on that other 80%. Don't worry about that.
Chase, what do you think?
A little bit.
I think the video was very creative. I think it was funny. I think they did good things with the editing and whatnot of the video. So the video was good, but I think if the hobby shop is hurting for money because of good drivers being there, then they should just raise the prices on the entry fees, not single out guys that dedicate their spare time to the hobby.
Oh, that's what you consider pros.
Pros? I just thought that was just what I thought in a nutshell.
So I didn't look into it too deep. Are they being serious about that? Were they seriously?
I don't think so. I do think that this was all a joke and fun, based on the political climate and things that Trump has said recently. So I definitely caught the attention of some people, and I'm sure some people's heads exploded when they saw it, thinking like it was going to start happening all over the place. But I just wanted to know your guys' opinion on it. I thought it was pretty creative, pretty funny, and I don't think it's a terrible idea, but I also don't think it would be something that I personally would ever put into action.
No,
if it's real, I'm basing it on if it's not a spoof and they're actually serious about charging more per entry for sponsored drivers. If not, fucking epic sarcasm there, guys. Like, very good. Very good.
When I watched that, I laughed. I'm like, that is funny. That is really funny. But I seen a few comments, man. I mean, there were some people that were pissed. They were mad. Like, hell, I think you totally went over your head there, buddy.
Yeah.
I did a April Fool's joke like the third year we were open, something like that, pretty early on. We did an April Fool's post on our website saying, thank you everybody for everything. But Beach RC is going asphalt off-road.
Nice.
And dude, it was ballistic the amount of comments we got about how dumb we were and how ridiculous of a, and it was literally an April Fool's joke on April Fool's, and it got them. It got them good. But boy, you throw something out there in the hemisphere for people to comment on that they might take seriously, it's over, man. It's over.
Yeah.
I mean, you're pretty close to asphalt already, No.
Yeah, this was early on though. This was like our track hadn't really come in yet. The dirt was pretty new, and it was, still very popular as it is. But it blew people's mind, man.
That would be kind of fun.
Yeah. All right.
Bone tired with jumps.
We got one thing down about things that pet peeve me. Another pet peeve, I guess.
Brent does this. He just bails.
Well, when it's time to go potty, he needs a refill. Is what he's going for.
Yeah.
I started off with some water.
Perfect.
I have water in my cup.
I'm really trying to do something about my weight. I've lost some weight, and I'm trying to continue to lose weight. So
it's very noticeable. You look great.
I got to get my health back in check. I used to be a kind of a fit guy, but that's kind of went out the window in the last several years. I'm going to be 50 here really, really, really soon. So
well, dude, while you're waiting for turn marshals, just crank out some push-ups, just drop it down there, and guys out there, I just did 20.
Yeah. Last one to the marshal spot's giving me 20.
Man, we'd have to have ambulances on staff.
No shit.
Some of these guys, the way they move whenever they're marshaling, I'm like, oh my God, if that dude falls over, we're done. I got to stop the race. There's no way he's going to be able to get back up if he falls over.
Man, my buddy Joe Ellis, he took a fall at Dixie Nats a couple years ago, and that was one of those ones where there's just nothing you can do. It's once it starts happening, there's nothing you can do to stop it.
Yeah. I've had people that you could tell their mobility was limited, and I'm like, hey, I want you to marshal in a really easy spot, or I'll tell somebody, hey, I'm gonna find you a volunteer marshal. I want you marshaling. I had one guy several years ago, he got pissed because I said that. He was mad. And I'm like, whoa, okay, buddy, if you want to marshal, that's fine. I was just trying to find some relief for you here. It looks like you're having a little bit of trouble getting around, but if you want to go for it, you go right out there. That triple is all yours. Knock yourself out. Literally.
So I seen something in the comments a minute ago, and it's something we haven't I really haven't even had a chance to talk to you outside of the podcast. But sounds like Southside's coming back.
Yes.
What can you tell us about Southside coming back down there in Lake City?
Yeah, so 2 years ago, the park that Southside is built in, which is my home track, when the park itself was built over 20 years ago, there was a lot of handshake deals, between county officials and water officials and things like that. Just, okay, yeah, that's fine. Just let it go. Well, they never built a retention pond correct. We always had a retention pond in the front of our parking lot, but it was never correct. Well, they finally wanted to pave a parking lot in a different section of the complex. And then that's when they realized that the retention pond was only a quarter of the size that it was supposed to be. Well, 2 years ago, we lost all of our parking.
What the hell is a retention pond?
A retention pond holds water. Yeah, see, in California, I don't know anything about water retention out there.
Yeah.
Y'all just send it
Good
off
point.
into the ocean, apparently.
Okay.
But
All right. Well,
in
anyways, what's the
Florida,
purpose of a retention pond?
it
The
Like
can
a
whole
pond?
retain water.
retain
Well, we
water.
call them reservoirs out here.
Okay. Well, it's a
Okay.
different. Wait,
Reservoir
y'all's reservoirs
pond.
are also empty, but our retention,
That's true.
our
Not
retention
as of
ponds,
yesterday.
Yeah.
Not as of yesterday.
we use them to mitigate water, to stop water from flowing in certain directions and divert water away and things like that. So essentially, it's kind of like a staging area for water to be directed into a different spot.
Okay.
It's what
The
it's-
holding tank.
Yeah. So if you
There you
pave
go.
something, over in Florida that can no longer percolate and absorb the water, you have to have a retention pond to however much water that parking lot is diverting into, so it can manage that water without flooding out a neighborhood or something along those lines. And anyway,
Sorry.
we lost all of our parking, and Southside has been on the books of the county for the last 2 years. We had to deal with COVID, hurricanes and all that. And we've just had delay after delay dealing with the water management. But we finally got all the permits and everything, and the county is 100% moving forward. They have started clearing the land. We have more property to deal with and work with that is around no residential houses. It is strictly industrial areas, so we don't have to worry about noise ordinances. We don't have to worry about any times that we can or cannot run. And it's going to be covered. It's going to be a
Whoa,
covered track
nice.
in Florida. Finally,
Nice.
finally, we're going to have a covered RC track.
Hell yeah. That's gonna be huge, dude.
Very cool.
So when's that expected to be done?
Midsummer.
Wow.
Midsummer. They are putting in infrastructure as we speak. When I went by there today, you can see where they've started digging out holes and trenches and all that. I mean, they are moving forward with it. They are not playing around.
Nice.
That's awesome.
Very cool. Okay, so I know you touched on it for just a couple seconds about these classes and everything like that. Who is going to step up and actually make a ranking system for these classes, like the ABA for BMX or motocross or anything like that? How do you think we could get something like that going? And who the hell is going to step up and do it?
So there's two people that have the ability. Let me tell you about it. There are two organizations that have the ability and have the data. So Roar has the ability to put all of that in place, and Lifetime has the data. That's where the majority of tracks use, or scoring system that we use. So they have the data, and Roar has the ability to put it all in place. Until they do, we're just going to have to deal with what we're dealing with.
So what do you think? 2026, Brent as a sitting Roar member, Roar chairman, beachfront dude, is this something is this something you think could happen? Could you make this happen with
Is
the
that
data from Live RC and
Is that you
Roar?
asking me? Is that what?
Yeah, I'm asking you. I'm interviewing you right now. Do you think that Roar can make this happen with the data from Live RC that Lance said you have?
No, we don't. And I can't fully speak for Roar, and it's really out of my wheelhouse for what I do at Roar. But from what I do know, Roar doesn't have all the data from Live RC. That's one of the things that Live RC doesn't share a lot of with anyone.
Mhm.
So it really a big task would be partnering or getting Live RC to actually want and take the time to release that data or give some form of access to it to where that can be compiled in a way to make this happen. And it's not unfortunate that they're the only ones that have it, but it is. It's not unfortunate because they created such a great product. It is unfortunate because they're the only ones with it. And that kind of data is powerful in something like this, and for Roar to help move on. So
what would you say?
I don't know.
Like, what if we started fresh? No data needed. This would be a goal for Roar to make every track a Roar sanctioned track that's a legit track, and y'all just start fresh next year with no data
It definitely would be
and
a
make it
way
happen
to
throughout next year and just start
it,
next year.
if the software or the data mining was in place for Roar, it would be a really good conversation and a really good tactic for Roar to pick up more members and tracks, because at that point they could say, if you want to be part of the data collection and be part of the ranking system, you have to be a Roar member or a Roar affiliate. But that being said, until they can mine that data and they can actually have access to it, there's nothing they can do. So it's gonna, live RC is the industry standard for race, software, for timing software, and no one's using anything different. So until that software becomes available to use in something like this, unless it's public. I mean, it is kind of public. I just don't know enough about how to.
So
how to
here's
do
what
it,
you do:
but
Live RC and Roar.
yeah, I doubt that.
Old, you get Live RC and Roar. You don't like that at all?
No,
But
I don't.
yeah.
I don't dislike it.
Okay, so Live RC
I'm
and
just saying I
Roar
don't think it'll happen.
partner up. Start next year. You get a chairman or somebody from Live RC coming over to Roar, being a Roar person, whatever. And you guys start fresh next year with Roar, and any tracks or all tracks. If you want to be a real racer, then you get yourself a Roar membership like every BMX or Supercross racer has to do. And you get your membership for the year. Roar wins, Live RC wins somehow. I don't know how they would win right now, but you guys make a ranking system.
I'd like to just point something out.
however
Brent Jackson said, and I'll post it up here, that that Roar would start demanding tracks start paying money and to be on their approved list. There's a negative connotation going around because of the body registration. A lot of people don't understand that the whole body registration thing, even though that it's new, the affiliate program to be part of Roar is not new. That has been going on for many, many years, and it just the previous regime really didn't keep up with it, and there was just no checks and balances, no accounting for it all. So just to kind of like explain why that comment is not good and not right, it's pretty hasty and it's pointed in the wrong direction. The fact of the matter is, Roar wouldn't make a track be an affiliate track. We don't make people become Roar tracks now. There's benefits to becoming a Roar track right now, insurance and different kind of stuff. But it would benefit tracks if there was a ranking system. More benefits would be that if the ranking system was there, then that when your racers came and raced at that track, at your track, that they could be, that those races would be used in the ranking system. So it wouldn't be like handcuffing them and saying you have to do this or whatever. So I just wanted to point that out on that specific comment. I think that this is possible. We've talked about it.
It's totally possible, man. It is, because you can't go to a BMX track in America without having to either sign up for a membership for BMX, USA BMX, or applying for a temporary membership to drive for that day.
100%.
Race or to BMX for that day.
100%.
So I don't think it should cost the tracks any money to do this or be a part of this, but it's more of a sanctioning body that maybe gets them a little bit more in their entries to deal with the paperwork that's involved with doing all that and whatnot. And somehow it all works out for everybody on the back end. But if you sign up to go race at a track, you either have to pay $5 more to be a temporary member, or you're already a member of the sanctioning body, which would be Roar in America.
Right. Yeah, I kind of went off on a little bit of a side note just because of the whole fact of that specific comment and how wrong it is. But yes, it's very possible. And just like Danny said in the comments, Live RC has to open up their software to API so that way other organizations like Roar could build a program that could mine that data through the API, and it could generate those specific results. But they will not allow it as of right now. So until Live RC is willing to, allow that API or allow that data to get out into the hands of people like Roar or, RC sign up or Elite RC, anybody who's willing to take the time to build the program, the, top 25 USA rankings, until that happens, there's nothing that can happen unless a new timing software comes out and becomes like an industry standard.
I think it would make RC better and RC racing better for sure. Because when I raced BMX, I mean, you get to see, you get Roar could also obviously with your membership, you get a newsletter. You can see the rankings throughout the USA. You get 5 points for a win or whatever, and you can see whoever the top sportsman, the top intermediate, the top this person is in the whole country.
Yeah.
As a matter of how much they race. And you can get a plate for that, even if you don't go race the nationals, even if you don't do this, you're the most pointed sportsman, the most pointed rookie, any class.
And
it
think
doesn't
about
matter.
how old that technology
it would be
was,
so
Chase.
freaking cool if the Roar could go meet with Live RC and make something work, or not even Live RC, if some other media brand's willing to step up and do it that already is ready to do it. But I don't know about how the timing systems work and whatnot. Obviously Live RC has the main share in that.
Yeah, so Levi Jackson, just his comment hits it perfectly right there. The bottom line is it all comes down to money. That is what it all comes down to. It all comes down to money. And you've got to start from the grassroots, and every single person has got such a negative view. It doesn't matter if it's Roar tagged into it, they're immediately the guys that are at Roar are stupid. This is stupid. This, that, and everything else. They're embezzling, or they're what was the word that they used? What were we? Brent, I don't even remember what it was.
We've been every word in the book in the last 6 months. I don't even think the people that are saying what they say know who is actually doing and working inside Aurora to make it better. They only see something such as a company. I respect a lot of these industry professionals. I've got nothing bad to say, but when someone gets on there and says that they're not going to put their body or something into, or never going to be able to sell to Roar racers because their body will not be approved. I wonder why. I just want to know why, for instance, a $50 fee so that a body is approved and stays within a box. I just want to know why that is such a big mark to hit, when I know if you sell 2 bodies, that pays for that. And that's as a dealer, so when a manufacturer has to send $50 for one body that's going to be a lifetime, never have to worry about it again. Like, to me, it's kind of like, and the people that chime in also, 99% of them have 0 dogs in the fight. 99% of those people are just people that like to talk shit. They don't even race at Roar events, and they can say all they want about, oh, I won't race at a Roar event because of stuff like this. No, you don't even race, period.
Okay.
And
all the fine print shit, whatever. I know this could work because I've seen it work with BMX since I was 8 years old.
Agree.
You
100%.
get a membership. You get a membership at the beginning of the year. You race one time. Doesn't matter if you're a member or a trial member guy. You will see yourself in the rankings as last place.
So this is
at the end of the year. It works with BMX. Why I don't see why it can't work with us.
This is where I feel it needs to start. If we go from a clean slate, this is where I feel it needs to start. And this is where it has to partner with Lifetime, and it has to be with Roar as well. When you register for a race, doesn't matter what it is, you immediately also have to register under your Roar ID number, because that Roar ID number is very specific just to you. Some people can sign up as Lance MacDonald, but it could be MAC or it could be MC. You know, some people sign up under some funky name. You know, the one year that Brent Densford signed up as whatever from Arizona.
John from Arizona.
John from Arizona. You know, that kind of stuff. You got that kind of stuff you have to cut out. The second part of it is that we need to have standardized classes. We need to have, you know, certain divisions for certain level events, club races. You have, you know, nitro buggy, you know, nitro truggy, so on and so forth. You got to have standardized classes. Having all of these different names of levels of classes has got to go away. You've got to standardize it. You know, those are the two big things. So you've got to have an ID number that is specific to the driver that does not change, regardless of what their name is. It goes off the ID number, and you have to standardize your classes. That's where it starts at, right there.
And we don't have that many classes, even though it seems like a lot. I mean, I keep referring back to BMX, but they have age groups in every 5 years and skill level.
But that is a place where you need age groups every 5 years.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. It'd be easier for us.
Absolutely. You know, so someone said they even have it in pickleball. You know, same thing. You know, I play some disc golf. The same thing. PDGA. You sign up, you pay the fee if you want. You know, you want to see your rankings. It can be done. It's gonna have to be a marriage between whoever's gonna do the rankings and Live RC and Live Time, because they are the ones that have the data. If someone can convince them or work with them, give them a piece of the money, like a perfect example, and this could be something that Roar could go to Live Time with, is, you know, for every membership we have, we can pay you, you know, $5 a year to help with the mining fees or whatever it's going to cost to get that data transferred. And because I believe I saw something.
I mean, every member pays, I don't know, I'm just shooting out numbers, but $200 a year to be registered with Roar and Live RC or RC, Jesus, whatever the hell. You know,
you just said $200 a year. We get flack for, what is it, Lance? $35 a year right now.
I'm just approximately. You know me with math. I'm fucking terrible.
$40.
Even if it was $50.
Shit, you raise it to 75, and it's the end of the world, dude. You might as well fucking burn RC to the ground.
Don't put me on a fire here. I'm just putting out numbers. Okay, because Levi Jackson put $120 to be last place, whatever. But if you don't want to be that member guy, you can pay your due compared to $150, $200. You pay $20 to race. That's your temporary license to race for that night, and you can continue paying that $20, $30 a night club race as a temporary member. But you're still involved with the program. You're still signing the waiver. You're still getting the liability under Roar, and you're still being ranked. Mm-hmm. It works like this with BMX, and I guarantee it's a lot less sophisticated. It's fucking bicycles going around a track one lap, and they got it figured out.
Yeah, the whole body thing got really blown out of proportion with the affiliate fees and the $50 body inspection and all that and everything else. Everybody thought that it was going to be $200 per body. It's going to be paid every year. That's not the way it is. They need to. It goes back to people don't read posts. They don't read the fine print. They just go off of what somebody's comment is. It's on Facebook, so they can just keep the BS going on it. So.
Yeah. I definitely challenge everybody that knows everything about Roar to go there and get educated about it prior to bitching about it.
I think Roar and with the right amount of membership and whatnot could both be extremely happy financially. For it to be about money, they could both do very well getting every single racer that's serious about racing on board. And the track could do well too.
I actually came up with an idea that I actually presented to Roar to go to the manufacturers, because there was a time that things were really starting to gel with manufacturers, and they were trying to brainstorm and come up with ways to work better together, to grow everything together, you know, because it comes down to money. And I really thought that whenever we should have a standardized sponsorship form. This is one of the things I thought about. I'm like, okay, you go to the Roar website, you download your sponsorship application. That for whatever you're going to send it to, the links will automatically be on Roar to send it to the manufacturers. But at the very top of the page, it has your name and it has your Roar ID number. And the manufacturers, to support the hobby and to support the governing body, if they submit an application without the Roar ID number at the top of that page, then it's automatically rejected. Automatically. You know, they require their sponsorship. Look, you want to be a sponsored driver, you want to get a discount of some sort, you want to get some stuff for free, then you need to be a member of the governing body.
Yeah, and then
It's not
other
too much to
sponsors
ask.
would jump along with this too. You know, just going back to BMX. Say BMX is sponsored all kinds of bike manufacturers, all kind of accessories. You don't think you telling me J Concepts isn't going to sponsor the Roar lifetime fucking thing? I mean, come on. Every big brand is going to sponsor this sanctioning merge of a ranking system, and they're also bringing money into that thing too.
Well, I got good news for you.
It's just going to take work on everybody's part.
It's being discussed. The bad news is it's going to take time, and it's going to take people working together.
Yeah,
that
2026 is a great goal.
That might
the
not
whole
work
year
together.
Let's
all
do
the
it.
time.
I mean, when I say let's talk about it on the podcast, and hopefully they do it.
Hey, if we can start making if we start making enough noise, we can get Keenan making some noise. Maybe something will get done. Maybe someone will listen. But
yeah, for sure, we get Keenan on here making some noise about it. It'd be sick. I think it'd be sick. I think more people would be more pissed off that, you know, a lot of us that think we're good are gonna have to be dropping down in sportsmen because of our ranking.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. So I do want to answer a quick question. JB asked me a question for me. Would it be sustainable to make a pro class entry $500 to build a cash prize fund for that class? Nobody's going to spend $500 to run for a weekend event. They have a very hard time doing that for Worlds one time a year. You know, I think Worlds is $475. Correct me if I'm wrong, Brent. I think that's how much the entry fee is into Worlds.
Yeah, it's up there.
And you know, there's still no cash prizes, even at Worlds, at $500.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I don't think we want to see. I speak for myself, but I think I speak for a lot of people. I don't think we want to see a lot of cash prizes popping up, because that just it changes things. I've seen it in a lot of different forms of racing. I know it happens. I think even at the TNR race this weekend, right? They race for money, correct?
Yeah.
You know, and we do at the Pro-Am, we do the pros only get paid, the top three.
It's a different kind of payout. It's kind of like a lottery for
right.
the payout.
I like the payouts where it's not advertised, where it's like kind of like, okay, this class is getting it, but nobody knows who's getting it. Exactly.
Sure.
That's the kind of stuff I like, because when you start advertising it, it turns into a blood sport, and that's when it gets way, way too intense, and the hobby goes away. So hopefully money doesn't really start playing a big part of why people come to the races.
I think this ranking thing is a topic that definitely doesn't need to go away, and it could definitely be something that could be figured out.
Yeah,
I agree,
and we can make it happen.
I think you're right, and I think it's gonna be. I know, you know, I can speak for Lance. We've talked about it a couple times already in meetings in 2025 or 4. It'll get brought back up, because I know that, you know, it's still on the minds as far as, you know, we're concerned with Roar. We're going to keep pushing for it because we want it too. It's just one of those things that I don't think is it's just not as simple as like, let's just do it.
It's definitely not simple.
Yeah,
I know that, but I mean, it would be so sick. And would there be anything on Facebook if there wasn't people bitching about people sandbagging in classes and all this shit? I think it would just be such a happy little RC environment.
You mean all the people that are RC enthusiasts on Facebook would just not be on Facebook anymore? That would be awesome.
They'd be like,
Jeez.
dude, I'm so stoked. I just got my 15 wins and now I can graduate to intermediate and get sponsored or something, like it would be way happier.
Yes.
I think. But I got to pee, man. We've gone past an hour. It's about time to take live calls and maybe a commercial. Take a leak.
Okay. Lance, you ready to take some live calls?
I'm sure. I'm in for it, but I'm with Chase.
All right, Brad. I'm going to go into my little secret thing here.
All right, everybody watch Chase go, and here we go.
Quality. Precision. Passion. For servos, batteries, and fuel, go to nitroproracing.com.
And there he is. I like how he just creeps out of the door. What's up, Creeper?
Dude, that pee was better than like getting a fresh kit in the mail. I swear.
Wow. That's saying a lot. All right. Let's
well, Rad, good talk thus far. Now we're gonna put that number up there. The One Up Racing phone lines. And I think we haven't shouted out one sponsor that we have today.
That's normally your cup of tea there, buddy.
It is. We just shot in here pretty quick. We'd like to thank everybody that sponsors this podcast. J&T Bearing Co., Wolfden, TZO, Racecraft, Beach RC, our headliner sponsors, Techno, ProMotion, and Nitro Pro, and our top dog of sponsors, One Up Racing.
Yeah, thank you guys all for being involved in this and helping us grow the live podcast.
Alex Sturgeon just made a comment about that commercial. We actually, before Elite became Elite, when I say we were in our infancy, I'm talking about we had just really got started, and we made that commercial for them. And,
y'all need to send us a new
awesome.
And I have been complaining about that commercial from the day it was made. I'm like, that thing sucks. We gotta do better. It's bad.
It's a good commercial, but I've definitely had my comments on that commercial.
Oh man, I've
like
RC. Can we just please make them a new one and just give it to them, please? I don't want to see that thing anymore.
I'll be waiting for a new commercial. Just send me the new commercial whenever it's done, and we'll take that one out of rotation, put the new one in.
Man, but those Nitro Pro servos are badass, man. Badass for sure.
They are legit. It's all I use.
I gotta make a drink while we're waiting on a call. I gotta make a drink.
Oh.
All right, sounds good, man.
What kind of drink you making?
Propel.
I don't even know drinks. I've never seen him drink before. I'm kind of curious myself.
Later, Sean Brennan. Appreciate you hanging out.
He's like a James Bond kind of character, huh? He's gonna be making himself like a scotch on the rocks.
Oh no, he's on that health kick, man. Alcohol retains water, and water makes you heavy, and he's trying not to be heavy.
Look at him making it there.
Look at him back there.
Hey, put your shoes on. You got those shoes on, man.
I'm at home, brother. I'm at home.
So you're not going to the Beast of the East, Lance?
No, I'm staying home.
Just sent the cronies up there, huh?
Yeah, I think they're going to have a good time.
All right. Well, we got a caller. Go ahead, Robert.
All right, caller, you're on. Brought to you by the One Up Racing phone lines.
Thanks, Robert.
We miss Lance. We're in the hotel by ourselves, and we miss Lance. We're in the hotel by ourselves. We don't know what to do.
Oh, daddy's not there to take care of the children.
Yeah.
Are you guys gonna
Uncle
be
David,
okay?
what have you done to us? Well, thank God. I don't know, because Keenan's got the bed closest to the AC unit, so we may not wake up with eyebrows. Otherwise,
Wait a minute, y'all.
we're good for now.
Y'all are sleeping in the same room with Keenan?
It's one room. Keenan has a bed. Danny has a bed, to which he told me that I was going to share the bed with him. I said, there's no way. So I've got the fold-out bed, and Gene has his cot on the floor. So, I mean, I'm waiting for the ice. I'm waiting for ice to raid the room and deport us all, because we're all crammed in here. And what's so bad is
go ahead.
So for those of y'all don't know or can't recognize this voice, this is Patrick Rossiter Jr. bunking up in the same room with Danny Paz, Keenan Keith White, Gene Shrout Jr., and that's them all.
Yeah.
And it sounds like you're having a good time. I bet that room's going to smell like shit. Oh my God.
I got to tell y'all this. I don't think this is elite RC production. Based on what we're living in right now, this is FEMA RC production, okay? Because we are slammed into this room right now. So just send us your thoughts and prayers, and we will be at World of RC this weekend to bring you guys the live coverage from the World of RC Thunder Rally in Lucoma, North Carolina. So just wanted to chime in and say, Lance, we miss you, and send us your prayers, because we're going to need it.
Yeah, definitely. If Keenan's right next to the AC unit, man, if he lets one go, it's all blowing into all you guys.
Yeah, dude.
Like I said, I think tomorrow eyebrows are going to be optional. I really think so.
Well, you guys are supposed to have like a 75-degree Friday, so at least you're going to get some decent weather.
Well, yeah, we did see the weather. It's supposed to get up to 75, but at the same time, it's supposed to rain on Friday and Saturday, and it's supposed to get down to as low as 26.
Oh,
so
wow.
we're hoping it doesn't go that low, because then, Keenan's fart will freeze and then slam on somebody's head, and then we're just going to have more injuries.
Then you're going to have to chisel out his butthole.
But anyway, yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Well, here's the worst part. Do you know what Keenan had for dinner tonight? Taco Bell.
Yeah,
Ooh,
dude.
Yeah, you're definitely going to have to get the ice pick out.
Lance, you picked a good one not to go to, dude.
I'm telling you right now, I pray to God that this toilet has a restrictor plate. Because if not, oh my God, it's going to be awkward calling to the front desk. Yeah, we don't need a plunger. You guys got a Roto-Rooter or like a priest to give this toilet the last rites or something? This is going to hurt. But anyway, just wanted to call in, say, Lance, we miss you, and and you boys just keep up the good work. And come see us at Thunder Alley this weekend. We'll be broadcasting live. Elite.liverc.com, as well as Elite YouTube and all that good stuff. You guys have a good night, and send us your prayers, because we may be performing an exorcism for Keenan's butthole.
There we go.
Anyway, you guys have a good night. Talk to you later.
Yep.
All right, later, dude. Keep up the good work.
Wow.
I'm
okay.
so glad I am not there. So glad.
Yeah.
Man.
Wow.
Well, I don't know how to
I think we're just gonna have to leave that one alone and move on from that one.
Yeah.
Oh, Keenan's on right now.
Oh.
He's watching live from the closest spot to the AC.
Anybody got any questions for Mr. Lance MacDonald? Sorry, burping.
Me too.
Oh, geez. Anyway, call in. We got Lance Unfiltered. He even asked us when we asked him to be on, is this gonna be unfiltered? And we had to second guess ourselves and see if he actually ever watched one of our shows, but we have answered some of his comments while we were doing shows, so he has seen it. So you can call in.
If they got a question of any type and any kind, I don't care what it is, I'll answer the question.
Now that's a challenge right there. That's
absolutely.
I don't care what it is. If I got the answer to the question, I will answer it.
You get a call going, "Hey, remember me? I'm freaking Dick Dickerson from that short course main, the D main, and you didn't restart that main. I got a bone to pick with you."
There is a long laundry list of that stuff. A lot of
Yeah. Well, the one that I brought this up when we were talking about the pet peeves, but the one story that just brings just laughable tears to my eyes every time that I talk about it or ever brings it up, but was Ever Lobo shows up late to North Georgia shootout, like late at night, and you leave your camera and your timing system on every night. And me and Ever had a bet going, whoever won 40 plus that week in between the two of us, not one, but whoever finished better, the other one had to call the other one daddy or poppy until the fall brawl. So Ever's like, I wonder if I can go on the track. I was like, oh yeah, dude, you can definitely go on the track. And Lance said track's open all night. And he's like, why is no one on the track? I was like, I don't know, if everyone's asleep or some shit. I said, go out there, dude, just run some laps. Sure enough, dude, he fires that bitch off. He goes and runs some laps. I just walk away like, oh hell, I don't even got to do nothing now. That next morning, Lance shows up. He says, motherfucker. He called Ever Lobos to race. Come see me at Race Command. Ever Lobos. I mean, I think he's still sleeping. Ever gets up there, you're cussing him. I ended up having to call you, like, dude, Lance, I told him to go out there. I promise you, that was all me. I fucking did it. But I almost got his ass kicked out for that.
A lot of things happen at the races after the lights go out. That's for sure.
Yep.
We had a guy at P&B 2 years ago that turned 68 laps because that was the first year that we went to 2 qualifiers. So we had like a 3-hour break where we actually got to sleep during qualifying or after qualifying. And when I came back the next morning at 5 a.m. to start the mains, I'm like, what the hell? Somebody had been on it 68 laps they had turned, you know.
After you guys shut everything down?
Yeah.
That's a lot of laps, man.
Yeah.
That person doesn't have a name.
Yeah. I don't remember the guy's name.
I'll be damned.
He was mad.
His name rhymes with crew bringer.
That I disqualified him. Boy, he was mad, but he came back. I mean, he understood, you know, it just
well, hey, he got
that, man.
He got more track time than if he wouldn't have fucking got disqualified though.
Yeah.
Like,
all right,
man,
we got
these
a
race
caller.
time races work.
All right, caller, you're on the One Up phone line.
We got to fix that intro.
Easy fix, I'm sure. Anyway, how are you boys doing tonight?
Are you at the bus station or the train station? You flying? You at the airport?
No. It's a long story. Not for mentioning publicly.
All right.
But
what's up, BJ? How you doing, buddy? The stat man is with us.
Doing all right. I am working on getting stuff ready for DNC because I don't have a whole lot of data to go on with the Beast of the East at this point. But I'm working on some stuff for the DNC coming up here in March. But I heard all the talk about the ranking system, and I loved it. I loved every minute of it. What are your thoughts, Lance, on the possibility of there being like a touring series for like the pros, or some sort of touring series for RC? Because I know that there was some of that with RC Pro for a while before that kind of regionalized. What do you think about that?
Are you talking about the pros going around everywhere? Or are you talking about the super awesome races that happen with no jumps?
Like the pros,
like touring car.
The pros have
touring
their own
car or
series,
multiple series for the pros.
He's talking about
like
an actual series for the pros.
Nitro Buggy especially.
Okay, sorry. Yes, thank you.
So, BJ, that is actually something that is coming very soon. It was actually going to start this year, but some things just didn't fall in place. But that's actually coming very, very, very soon. So just kind of hang tight on that. That's coming.
I like you.
Very cool. You know, Keenan did that with the NRC Cup right? Doing kind of a virtual
The
series.
virtual series, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, this will actually be a real series. It'll be called. We already have a name for it. It's called the Champions Cup, is what it's called. It's coming.
I'll be
rad.
Yep.
Champions Cup.
Good question, BJ.
Champions Cup.
Rad. That is
That
awesome.
should be a soundbite. Can you save that, Robert?
Rad.
I've been wanting to see RC have
Did we lose him?
Are you there, BJ?
a TV network, maybe a TV network. So you can have RC, have more events on the more RC events on TV, kind of like the Visions race they had this last couple of years, and them doing the IFMAR Worlds like they did here with the 8th On-Road here recently. I think that would get RC more to the mainstream, which would, I think, help make more money as well.
Yeah. So as far as going into TV, there's a lot more to it than just putting it on TV. The way that our racing, that we do racing, is not really a casual spectator sport. You know, that's something that we have to fix first to make it to where anybody can just kind of join in and pick up with what's going on. Because right now we get the splash in the pan, the 15 minutes of fame, be like, oh, that looks pretty cool. And they'll watch for 15 minutes and then they're moving on somewhere else because they can't really follow what's going on in detail. So our races, we have to change the way we do our races before we can really dive into the TV market. On top of that, I would also like to point out that the old-fashioned way of TV as a whole is kind of dying. If you're not pushing to the online streaming side of things, that's where you really need to be focusing at, because that's the way everything's going. The old-fashioned, viewership on ESPN, things like that stuff's going down. It's not increasing. So stop focusing and worrying about getting on the ESPN or Fox and all that and everything else. Build your brand, and it will eventually happen. But we got to change the way we do our.
All right.
Hey, BJ, what do you think? I don't know if you follow Supercross or anything, but this, Supercross is, I'm pretty pumped on that always. What do you think about the pro mains being 20 minutes, just like a 450 main on Supercross? Because that's short enough to keep the attention, enough action, and keep the pro mains shorter than an hour. And it's pretty much a sprint the whole time where everybody's battling.
I like that idea because that is something that could be packaged in a way that you could put it on a online streaming, kind of like with a lot of these services they have, and it's something that somebody can pick up and watch and not have to just spend a whole lot of time on as well. I think that would be pretty cool.
Yeah, I think so. Because even though Supercross is like the raddest shit that's ever lived, in my opinion, watching an hour-long pro main, I get bored. Even though I love RC, it's boring after an hour. 20-minute sprints would be freaking awesome, I think.
I'll tell you another thing that I think that we need to do. We need to get rid of the AA main, AAA main thing for the electric side, and we need to have our pro races at every event. I don't care where it's at. Needs to be at a set time every single time. Pro guys are going to be up at XYZ every single event, everywhere you go. So you
9
can watch
p.m.
pro
Eastern.
truck, pro nitro buggy, pro e-buggy every single time, every event you go to. That's being broadcast anyway, and promoters need to work that way. I tried doing this with I think I did it with P&B 2 years ago or last year. I'm sorry, my events are kind of running together. I know it was a race time entertainment event. We were going to run Pro Nitro Truck, then we were going to run Pro Nitro Buggy and Pro E Buggy, and if I remember right, it was like 3, 6, and 9. If I remember right, and no matter where we were at in the program, we were stopping at 3 o'clock. We would complete the race we're on, but at 3 o'clock we're going into Pro Nitro Truck. 6 o'clock we're going into Pro Nitro Buggy. 9 o'clock we're going, and people bitched. People complained.
Of course, they don't like change.
I'm like, so I get that it's outside of the norm where we normally just follow numerical race order. And people didn't understand why we were kind of jumping around. But I have been for days saying, at 3 o'clock, no matter where we're at in the program, we're going to complete the race we're on, and we're going into Pro Nitro Trucking. We're going straight into it. And people complained.
Yeah.
I also think that the hour-long main stuff is dumb. I don't think that we need to do that. Chase, you are correct. We need to shorten up our mains, our nitro mains. I don't think they need to go to 20 minutes. I think 30 minutes is kind of a sweet spot because at times these things get really strung out and we don't have cautions to group things back up. It's just nonstop, just monotonous lap turning. And that is not the way to earn or to gather spectators.
Dude, just out of nowhere, Lance, we can finally hear you. I don't know what happened.
Yeah, dude, you don't move. Do not move.
Changed everything.
Into something.
I haven't changed anything. I promise. I swear to God.
Piece of dirt fell out of your phone speaker or mic or something.
Yes.
Holy shit,
dude. Jason Hastings, especially for the marshals standing out there for an hour when they just got done with an hour-long main. It's gnarly.
Yeah.
So gnarly.
Yeah, I agree. Half hour max, hour long mains are ridiculous. Let's get away from that.
Yeah.
There could be some exhibition races where it's about attrition and racing for an hour, or the Reese Cup 4 hours, but dude, 30 minutes. That's enough, man.
Yeah.
That's enough.
Yep, I agree. I dig it. I'm looking forward to seeing this Pro Cup thing.
Triple Crown, sick. Mike Fuller, always watching. Thank you.
Yeah.
And always has something good to say.
Yeah. So Brent, I really would like to try the pit, or excuse me, the caution, the regrid thing. We talked about doing it at was it Fall Brawl or RC Pro Am?
Pro Am, yeah.
Yeah. I really think that we need to give that a try. We really, really do.
Well, I'm always up for ruffling some feathers. So Pro Am this year might be the perfect place to throw something at them.
Hell yeah.
Well, BJ, thanks for the call, dude. Always great having you on. Thank you for listening and watching. We appreciate you always.
Thanks for having me on. And yeah, looking forward to some of this awesome stuff that Lance has got planned.
Yep, stay tuned. I'm sure you're going to see lots of it.
Always trying to make it better, man. That's the goal. It can always be better.
What is up, Graham Hill? Just noticed he joined in.
I cannot believe your speaker or microphone just automatically started working 3/4 of the way through our episode.
I think Robert finally figured out how to turn up my feed.
No, I wish
I already turned it up earlier. And I was like, I don't know what else I can do. That's why
it was just crazy. It just hit right. Just hit. All right, we got time for a couple more callers. Anybody else want to call in? Remember, Lance said he will answer any questions you may have. I dare to say somebody will call in with something dumb, but someone might call in with something amazing. So,
man, this show is flying by.
I know.
This might have been the fastest show that we've had. How many shows are we at? Robert, can you give us a stat? What is this shit? What show
Give me a
number
second.
is this?
I'll figure it out.
Thanks. Yeah, TNR time. TNR is coming up. I cannot wait.
You know, we haven't even talked about any. We didn't
talk about any races.
We didn't talk about any
anything
races.
Not
that
a single
happened,
one.
Not one
that
race.
are going on.
Nothing.
Man, I'm
but
so
we're-
pumped for
it's
TNR.
just not
so,
really.
so Chase, what is the coming up? You know, we got the majority of 2025 in front of us. What is any race that you could go to? Which one would you like to go to? And which one are you going to that you're most looking forward to?
Well, the one that I'm most looking forward to is TNR because it's laid back, it's rad, and Chris Nelson gives so much back to the racers with all the raffles and just how sick it is. And this year he did kind of like a low-key version of TNR just to test it out at the facility that he's doing it at. It's a covered arena in SoCal, which is something we never get to see ever, aside from DNC 2 years ago when it was covered for rain reasons. But man, I'm so pumped for TNR. I cannot wait. Cannot wait.
What's a bucket list race for you? What race would you like to go to?
Bucket list race would be anything at HRCR. I really want to get up there and go check out HRCR. That facility is insane, and that's where I would definitely like to go for a race this year if possible. Thornhill, I want to go to Thornhill. I haven't been there yet, and that place looks insane. I want to go there. Yeah, and then Florida for the carpet champs, not just because that's like the carpet worlds or whatever, but that's when I get to go see TJ and see all the boys out in Florida. And, you know, I look forward to that every year. And then, you know, the Masters at Beach RC, I would like to see that with all the majestic properties that follow along with that. Yeah, pretty much Thornhill, HRCR, and then TNR. TNR I'm going to, so I wouldn't call that a bucket list race, but definitely Thornhill and HRCR are on my closest radars of tracks for big races to go to. And the Roar Nats are at Thornhill, right?
They are.
So hopefully I can get my ass there and go check out Texas and go hang out and see Bogey. I haven't seen Bogey since he left California. I'd love to go to Thornhill.
Yeah. All right, Brent, what's your bucket list race, man? You've been to a lot of them. You still got a bucket list race? Or bucket list facility, I guess I should say.
I've been to most of the A scale facilities, like the covered ones or whatnot around the country. Vegas, I never get to go to Vegas because of family obligations or whatnot. Always falls at the wrong time. That race is probably my favorite. But you know, bucket list wise, probably would be some other like a different European event like Montpellier or one of those tracks that have been around forever. But I honestly, if I was going to pick one race that I would like to go to that I haven't been to right now, it would be the Philippine Masters. I think that would be the one that I would really want to make the trip, and I just want to go to the Philippines. I want to experience that track. It just looks rad the way that they've constructed it, and I know Scotty puts on an amazing event there. But yeah, you know, there's so many awesome places, so many awesome tracks around the world. Bucket list is hard for me. There's countries I want to go to that I would love to just make an excuse to go RC racing there, like Australia and places like that. But yeah, if I had to say bucket list race right now, would be Philippine Masters. In the United States, the one that I haven't been to that I'd really like to go to is the TNR A Main Challenge. I won't be able to make it this coming weekend. My daughter's got cheer competition I'll be attending. But you know, it's always good to make it out west. I love, I'll be out at DNC. That's a race I love going to. And like I said, I love going to Silver State when I can, but nationals in Texas will be good. Looking forward to. I haven't been there since the last nationals in 2019. I want to say it was. So looking forward to that. Somebody asked, Scott McWhort asked you a question, Lance. How many people have you DQ'd for racing under multiple names?
There's only one person that has received that honor.
His name rhyme with Flip.
Flip?
No.
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 It's just-
No, but that was quite the experience.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah.
Well, tell us about it. We don't have a caller, so let's hear the story.
P&B maybe 3 years ago. A racer signed up under their legal name for pro and then signed up under open or intermediate under a Spanish name that translated into chasing trophies. I can't
That's pretty
remember.
fucking cool,
somebody, it was Trofos was the last name, but I
Good.
can't remember the first name. And of course, I don't know any Spanish of any kind whatsoever. And it took the majority of, I think we finally caught it in qualifying when somebody finally brought it up. But yeah, it translated into chasing trophies.
I'm gonna change my name to that.
So yeah. Oh God. Yeah, unfortunately we had to DQ it for it. So but it's
So what are your thoughts on people running, maybe multiple classes and different skill levels? What do you think about that?
Yeah, I know you got a good opinion on this one, Lance.
Say somebody's running intermediate and pro, somebody's running sportsman and intermediate.
I don't allow it.
No?
Or
I don't
intermediate and 40 plus. Because I remember you saying
Hey.
Oh, I know.
Hey, we're gonna put a stop at that. At that. We're putting a stop there.
Hey. Lance is not a fan of somebody using the same car to run two classes with. That's something he is highly against.
Yeah.
However,
I find it having to get another car, man.
I find it as a rite of passage, dude. You turn 40 and you get to run two classes with one car. It's like
it's the best. And we need one car, man.
Yeah,
we need one car. It's great. What do you think, Lance?
Yeah, I don't like it. If you're gonna run 40 plus, you need to run 40 plus. You don't need to enter in anything else. I'm not a fan.
All right. So should there be a 40 plus intermediate? Should there be a 40 plus sportsman and 40?
No, we don't need any more classes. If you're running 40 plus, let's face it, you're going out there just to have a little bit of fun.
Absolutely. So I need a truggy and I need an e-buggy now. What you're saying?
Yeah, if you want to,
and an e-truggy.
According to Lance, if you want to run more than one class, you need to have more than one car.
Okay, I've found it to be a loophole into racing cheaper, and I get my ass kicked in intermediate most of the time, and then I get to run 40 plus and maybe make the main, maybe. Who knows? But I only have to have one car, dude. It's fucking awesome.
Lukovic, I'll either see you at DNC or Nationals, whichever one that you're going to be at. We'll get that cash race going.
Actually, who was it that just recently started running, a top tier driver just started running 40 plus? Who was it? Not Adam Drake. Obviously, we know Adam runs 40 plus. But there was another one that also run that just recent. Was it Ryan Lutz? No.
Did Lutz run it?
I heard there was talks of him running at something, maybe the factory tracks Westguards thing, or it was the race before that, the race right before that, or whatever.
Yeah, I can't remember. There was a pro driver that just recently turned 40, and they were going to run 40 plus in pro, and it didn't take long. I got texts on it.
Yeah, Lutz. people in the comments are saying Lutz.
Yeah, it wasn't long. I started. You're like, oh, we're going to enforce rules, the Adam Drake rule, this, that, and everything else. And, well, number one, I don't get to say what people can and cannot run at events. I'm an employee. I'm told what to do to an extent. Yes, I get to make decisions on a lot of things, but I can tell you one thing: when it comes to entries, I don't get to make those decisions.
Yeah.
If the promoter's like, yes, they're running whatever they want to run, and that's fine. As much as I don't like it, I have to accept it. It's plain
Yeah.
and simple as that.
Yeah. All right, we
People
got a
have-
caller.
I mean, I
We
get
got a
it.
caller waiting on us.
Oh yeah, yeah. Well, I love running intermediate and 40
I do
plus.
too.
It's fucking
Especially
awesome.
when I travel because I can take one car and I don't have to
Because
take
in intermediate, I'm racing 15-year-old kids that'll kick my ass, and in 40 plus, I'm racing people my age that are kicking my ass. So
Let's circle back
it's,
around to the part of
it's fucking
sometimes
great.
we just have a hard time accepting you suck. Didn't that circle back? Didn't we go over that part at the beginning of the show?
Yeah. Thanks, Lance. All right, we got a caller. You suck, Lance.
All right. So the answer to Chase's question first from earlier. This is show number 38, and caller.
38.
All right, almost 40 plus.
To be fair, I've waited 40 years not to any of my qualifiers. So if we could combine one qualifier from 40 plus and one qualifier from my sportsman, I might have a full qualifier.
I like it. I think we should inflict the Drew Singer rule where if you don't make any other, if you only run one of each, you can add them together. And,
I literally the next race that we were going to go go ahead. Sorry.
Some people have called me a pioneer.
The next race that Drew Singer was going to be at, I was literally going to do this. I was like, Drew, don't worry about showing up to any of your qualifiers.
I mean,
I know you're not coming. Don't worry about showing
The
up.
best
to
part
qualifiers.
about
After
Drew
you
is
wake up about 2-3 o'clock in the morning, I'll go out there and let you run for 5
No
minutes,
shit,
and
Cam.
we'll just move that time in as your qualifying time.
there you go. You can just put it wherever.
Just put it wherever.
I will still be in the D main, so it'll be fine.
yes.
If you're lucky, you'll be in the D main.
Hey, listen, everybody.
I'd call it the Drew main if I was
should
you.
Run yes, it's the D main for Drew main because I'm the Drew main.
Yeah, Drew main.
Yeah, man.
Maybe we should just start calling you Drew main.
Drew Main.
Drew main singer.
Drew Main singer.
I think everybody should run one class.
Well, that doesn't work for
That,
the
that
promoters.
eliminates all of it.
Yeah. It sounds good to say out loud, but when it comes down to paying the bills, people don't come to pay the bills if they know they don't have a chance of winning.
Yeah, but have you ever seen like anybody, and this might just be a stupid idea, but bracket it by time?
No.
But
like,
that's really what we do now. If you break out in time, I went over that earlier. If your time puts you in with the next class up in the A group, or especially in the top 5, I mean, they raise hell, but they get moved up.
Yeah, I like it when they raise hell.
They raise a lot of hell.
Well, Drew,
I like
it was
beating
really,
people that
it
are
was really
supposed to
good hearing
win, to
your
be
voice.
honest with you.
So what's up, guys? I'm not ready to go yet.
Oh, okay. I
You
mean,
guys having a good night? What you drinking on over there?
I got a Modelo. Lance is drinking something clear, and looks like Chase is drinking White Claw.
Yeah, definitely drinking the White Claws tonight. I mean, I've taken a turn and just trying to be healthy, you know?
I would like
I don't know.
Some people are commenting, amen, one class. I would like to point out one thing that is very, very important. Originally, that's what there was one class. Why are there divisions already? Why did it go down that road? The promoters didn't do it. It's the racers themselves that wanted those divisions, because one, the pro guys are yelling at the promoters, get those slower guys out of my heat or out of my race, get them out of my way, put them in their own race. And then those slower guys are also like, I don't want to race with those guys because I have no chance of winning, or all I'm doing is pulling over and moving out of the way, and this isn't fun. There's a reason why their divisions the way they are. It's because at the end of the day, that's what the majority of the racers want. Now, promoters have to keep that format this way to pay the bills. Plain and simple.
Yeah, but I've always like, so for me as a racer, like I really like the way that AMS is laid out and the way that you run that race. And I really think if you incorporate that into everybody's time, you just end up where you end up. And it's not going to change anything. Other than maybe the few guys that win sportsmen all the time and don't go up will have to, be in the B main of intermediate. And then you might have some, the onesies and twosies that are in intermediate, be at the pro, be at that pro level.
You know what's going to change all this shit is the fucking ranking system.
Yeah, that's not a bad idea either.
Dude,
I mean,
it's going to shut all this fucking shit up.
Yeah, Lance is the only person that I've ever, really seen ever take somebody out of a group and put them in the other one because you're like, hey, you're lapping the field, but you're in the wrong class. But
I'm gonna bring up something that happened not too long ago. So I had a racer that broke out in Truggy and moved them up to Truggy in the pro, and man, they had a damn fit. Oh my God, they were pissed. And then the program just kind of ran on, and their times were borderline, but they never broke out. They never broke the bubble into Pro Nitro buggy. They never broke out. But at the end of the race program, at the end of the 30-minute finals, when they were all said and done, his winning time that he had in intermediate would have put him 5th in Pro Nitro buggy on the podium.
Mm-hmm.
But that same racer argued the point that they don't belong.
Been like Mayfield's sandbagger, pro.
Yeah, need to boot him.
Mayfield,
Need to boot Mayfield and
pro class now.
need to boot Mayfield and Finn out of pro. Let somebody else win.
Oh my God. No, but I think even if you look at the qualifying, I haven't spent a ton of time on it because I just think it's all arbitrary, and I'm not running like that anyway, so it's not going to matter to me. And I just want to go hang out with my friends and have a good time. But for
you're good at that too.
Yeah, I'm really good at that. I mean, if that was the race,
we would win.
I could be pro.
Yeah, we would be pros.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, we are pros at having a good time.
Yep.
So that's really what it's about. And I also think though there's something to be said. Like we created these events now, and they're not just races. At least not to me in the way that I see it. Especially with the race time stuff. And then the stuff that Elite's doing is making these things like an event, and so it's not just a race, and it feels like just like the races that everybody wants to go to, Fall Brawl and like Wicked, in those races that are kind of like those marquee races where you're going to go have a good time, RCGP, these large kind of, it's like the large local race. And I don't know. To me, I think if put everybody in one group and you make the show. I think people would still come.
Be interesting.
But I mean, I do see the other side of it.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
But
Well, I mean, kudos to the
we've done it
promoters and
before.
everybody for making these races extra fun by blowing them up and making them awesome.
Yeah, I mean, when they're even though they're huge and they take a long time, where else can you put that many people with like-minded interest and people you only get to see a few times a year in one place? So it's kind of like a family reunion of hobby family, you know, for most people a few times a year. It's cool. There's nothing wrong with it. It's just there's there's nothing wrong with it, but there's everything wrong with it. You know what I mean? Just there's
You know what
always
there's nothing wrong with?
What's that?
That sign. That beautiful, beautiful sign.
Hey, there we go.
Hey, I've got a really big complaint, like big complaint.
Let's hear it. HR department is now in full effect.
Dude, do we need to hire Lance?
That stupid ass commercial that Elite RC Productions did for Nitro Pro 4 years ago needs the axe.
Please.
This commercial's got to go.
Can we please get a new commercial for the
Send me the bill.
I
Please,
hate,
for the love of Christ.
Yes.
The first time I've seen it was when Brent played it last week. I'm like, what the hell? We're running this every week.
So bad. I giggle.
Oh my god.
Nah, man, Drew, your commercial is sick, dude.
I remember,
It's so cool.
I remember Danny going to Dean's and making that, and I'm like, you know,
Shut up.
we don't know what the hell we're doing.
It's so bad, it's good.
Dude, it's
So
rad.
bad,
It's
it's
like
good.
it's like making
It's so bad, it's good, Lance.
Crocs made a commercial.
Dude,
Like,
that's
it's-
one of those things that needs to go in the shelf and then get drug out like 15 years later and be like, oh, watch this. And you're like, oh my God.
Just don't have your speakers turned up when you turn it on.
Oh wow.
Yeah. Geez.
Holy
Yeah.
shit.
No, I would
It's like watching a commercial for a fucking
and
Edsel.
I met with somebody today that's going to help streamline our social media and come out and get content at the races, hopefully. So they're going to build me a perspective and prospectus and see, get everything polished up, website, and getting all my pictures matching and my SEOs and stuff like that. So this year we're working on polishing up our images and getting some of these rough edges out.
Good luck with that.
At least on our product, maybe not on our personnel, but listen, man, baby steps.
Okay. Thank you for defining that. Well,
you never know with you. Like, if you think I'm going to change, I'm not.
As much as I would love,
Oh, good shit, Drew. You
this
got a
motley-
good commercial.
this motley
The footage
crew
is
that
good. Dude, just change the voiceover guy to like, we like to have fun instead of like, are you fucking ready to win? Like,
There was a ride. There was a car.
you can't win without Nitro Pro servos.
Nitro Pro or nothing.
Only powered by Nitro Pro. Hopes and dreams.
Love it, dude. Love it. Just why don't you do the voiceover? Same footage, just you talking. Like,
Jesus.
do you like to have fun? Do you like your wheels to turn?
On the side of the road.
It's awesome, man. But definitely shoot one as soon as possible.
Please.
Do one.
Hey, Chase, do you have a new product coming out?
Couple of them, man. Stoked.
What do you got coming out?
Well,
Yeah, you
one of
already
them
teased
is
one.
sitting right behind Brent, right there. Those Mingo mounts hanging all those bodies behind Brent. That one's gonna be cool. Man, I really botched those 4 words. But anyways, and we just got a new one coming out, another new one, and then we got another new one, and then we got some more apparel. Be stoked. We're stoked.
Yeah, there's some shit about to drop.
You always come out with some cool stuff, man.
Thanks, dude. I
All
appreciate
right, well,
that.
I'm gonna let you guys get back to it. It's been
Nitro
real.
Pro servos, unfucking stoppable. That should be your new slogan.
Yeah, how are you liking those JT servos?
Well, the JT Bearing Co. Nitro Bro servos are insane. Never let me down.
That's all I use.
Good. Good.
But I'm still waiting on your custom wheel and
gets
trigger
you one
ones.
reach around at the next event of your choice.
Yeah,
Ooh.
dude, I'm waiting on those wheel and trigger logo ones from you.
All right. Hey, there is a new date for.
Yeah, they're in the box. I sent them last week. They should have been there today, but if they're not, I'll track them tomorrow if they don't show up. But
All
yeah,
right.
we should.
I'd be stoked to throw them in my new car. Thank you, Drew. You rule.
Yep. All right, guys. Bye.
All right, later, Drew.
Hey, bud.
All right.
Yeah. Are you dropping the date for RC Pro Am?
RC Pro-Am? RC Pro-Am this year has been moved. We think
More importantly, do you have a pile of logs there?
Well, there will definitely be some wood. This year, the RC Pro-Am is moving up into the year earlier, where it's going to be much nicer weather, not so boiling hot. The new date for the RC Pro-Am is May 30, 31, and June 1st. So that'll all that flyer is going to be coming up here real soon. Just finalized all that this last week, so that will be the new date, and it could be the forever date. We'll find out. This is definitely the third edition of it, and it is the third different date. So we've been experimenting with dates for sure.
And that is an amazing freaking race from what I remember.
Yeah,
I mean, I'm surprised you remember
I think it's
it.
going to be a lot better because July is, man, it is so kind of hot in July. Woo.
It's hot.
I know,
it's
man.
very
The
close
lake
to
was
Wicked.
rad, though. I don't know. I mean, I think that time was perfect because it was lake time party. It was good.
Thank you, Notch. Always coming through with those Taco Bell late night runs. And I mean that with all due respect.
I think we have a new award for the show.
What's it?
The most valued commenter. And I think that has to be Levi Jackson. He's been from 2 hours from beginning to end.
I wish
commenting nonstop.
He has. He's been on it.
I wish Levi would come back and start building layouts again.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Most valued commenter.
I did have fun at the one he made it to out here at SMB. That was great. Yoshi just joined us a little bit late. Yoshi, it's good to hear from you. Too bad it's closing time at Tiffany's here. I have to go. I love everybody. I love you guys. I'm fading pretty fast. Medicine is wearing off. But I will say it's been a grand evening, and I appreciate you all's company. That goes for both of you and all of the Peanut Gallery. Yeah, that's
Absolutely. Thank you, Lance. Thank you for your time. Thank you for all of our sponsors. One Up Racing, J&T Bearing Co., Wolf Den, Racecraft, TZO, Beach RC, Techno, ProMotion, Nitro Pro. Let's lead it out with that One Up sick ass nut commercial.
The One Up sick ass nut commercial.
Thank you, Lance, so much.
Hey, man. Thank you, guys. Appreciate y'all having me on. Wish you guys the best. And Chase, we'll see you soon. Brent, I know I'll see you really soon. But Chase,
Yes, sir.
be good, man. And y'all stay safe.
Good luck at the TNR A Main Challenge this week, Chase and Lance.
Thank you.
Thanks for everything, buddy. See you
Lance,
guys
keep
soon.
on keeping on. You fucking rule, dude.
Thank you, guys.
Hey, it's Randy from One Up Racing, and I've got a new release that you're going to love. My new Lockdown wheel nuts in 7075 aluminum. Based on the lightweight design from their titanium counterparts, these beauties are my lightest wheel nuts yet, weighing under 1.8 grams for a set of 4. The serrations are real. These are individually cut by CNC and meant to grip like hell. Tighten until they feel snug and you're good to go. These are my 3rd generation of Lockdown wheel nuts, and I've got to say they're the best looking to date. You're going to love them. Pick one up for every build.